Okay, listen to this. Because it might sound simple at first, but by the time we reach the end, you'll realize why everyone is now talking about this story. So there's this guy, a regular office worker named Daniel Brooks. Not a CEO, not a crypto genius, not someone who inherited wealth. Just a normal guy who used to grab a sandwich before work, complain about traffic, and hope his bank balance didn't hit zero before payday. But one random afternoon, back in 2011, something happened. Daniel was buying coffee, and the change he got included a $5 bill with faded ink and a small tear. Nothing special, right? But for some reason, Daniel looked at that $5 bill and thought, what if I keep this, and every other $5 bill I ever touch? It sounded strange even to him. But he shrugged, folded the bill, and put it aside. That tiny decision changed his life. At first, it was just a fun challenge. Every time he broke a $10 or a $20, if a $5 appeared, he didn't spend it. He tossed it into a jar. Then a shoebox. Then a safe. His friends joked, "Bro, you're gonna end up with a couch full of old money." And Daniel would laugh, but deep down, he was curious. How far could this go? Months turned into years. And something wild happened. Daniel realized he was teaching himself discipline. He stopped buying random snacks, stopped impulsive late-night orders, stopped spending on things he didn't even remember buying. All because he didn't want to break bills and get change. A weird life hack, but it worked. By 2018, Daniel had saved $42,735 in $5 bills. Just think about that number for a second. $42,000 in fives. And to be honest, that could have already changed someone's life. But Daniel wasn't finished. He started investing a portion into safe index funds, letting compound interest do what it does best. And while we're here, just a quick reminder. If stories like this inspire you, make sure you like this video and subscribe because I share more real money journeys that might spark something in you. Now back to Daniel. By 2025, this man had collected $113,900 in physical $5 bills alone. It filled boxes. It filled drawers. It looked unreal. A mountain of small green paper pieces that once bought coffee, now had the power to change his future. But remember the investing part? Well, Daniel's slow and steady contributions into index funds grew. And grew. And grew. Not overnight, not magically, but consistently. After 14 years of saving and investing, Daniel's total net value hit $1.3 million. All because he decided to save the smallest bill most people don't even pay attention to. People asked him, why fives? Why not tens or ones? He said something that stuck with me, because a $5 bill is small enough to ignore, but big enough to matter. And maybe that's the part we should all think about. Most people want a miracle, a jackpot, a lightning strike. But sometimes, wealth doesn't show up that way. Sometimes, it arrives quietly, like a tiny bill at the bottom of your wallet, waiting for you to decide whether it becomes a memory or a seed. If you were saving since your first paycheck, how different would things look today? And more importantly, what small habit can you start right now that your future self will thank you for? Daniel didn't find buried treasure. He didn't flip properties. He didn't win the lottery. He just respected $5, and time did the rest. So ask yourself, after hearing this story, what's the smallest amount of money you can start treating like it matters? Because who knows, that might be your first step toward $1 million story too.